What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction video, and in this one we have what Americans need to know about driving in Europe, part 1. I feel like I know. Well, no, I don't know. I just know that y'all drive on the other side of the street. I know it's more roundabouts in Europe than the US, and I would say that's probably my extent of knowledge about driving in Europe. Before we dive in, if you happen to enjoy the video, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and let's dive right in.
If you finally decided to take that driving vacation in Europe, there's some things you really need to know to make your trip a little bit less stressful. While it's not that much different from driving in America, there are some key differences to know about, but if you can drive in America, you'll do just fine in Europe.
I figured.
Unless you're going to be going to the British Isles, you get to drive on the side
of
the road that you're used to driving on. They drive on the right.
Well, never mind. I said y'all drive on the other side of the street, so that's just the Brits. Okay, cool.
The road in Europe, just like we do.
Cool.
Take time to learn what all of the signs are. It's really important to understand what the signs are. They are different from the signs we have, from the road signs to the speed limit signs, and some of these signs have meaning beyond just the words on the sign. The way I prepared for my first European trip was to go to the Wikipedia entry on European road signs and just kind of study them a little bit. Look through the countries you're going to go to and just understand them. You're not going to remember all of it, but at least you'll be familiarized with the different signs and the different rules. On the A
That's
road,
something I feel like I wouldn't even think about. That, of course, I would need to know, but I just wouldn't even think about to look up like the different signs and what they mean. I'd be an idiot just going in blind.
Which is their equivalent of essentially an interstate or a highway. The big signs do not tell you which direction you're traveling in. They basically tell you the big city at the end of the road that you're traveling towards. So you have to understand the cities that you're traveling towards so you know which direction you're going to go whenever you get onto a road. Take some time to get to know what the right-of-way rules are over there, especially
very important.
In general, their right-of-way rules aren't much different from ours. The person on the right has the right-of-way unless the sign says otherwise. But there are some differences. I'm not going to get into the details here. There's plenty of really good resources available to you online. Google is your friend here. There's even some places that have quizzes that you can take if you're the kind of person that likes quizzes. I know that these things can seem like a lot and feel a little bit overwhelming, but trust me, it's not that complicated. It's no more complicated than it is here. You just need to take some time, familiarize yourself with the rules so that you don't find yourself in trouble over there. I'll put some links in the description for sites that you can access this information for the countries you plan on driving to. And while we're talking about rules, the left lane is for passing only. You do not ride in the left lane unless you're actively passing a vehicle to the right of you. This is a rule, this is the expectation, and this is how they drive. And the speed limit is not
I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. That's how they say in the US, like left lane is for pass. Some people ride so in the left lane and it absolutely heats me up because why are you in the left lane if you are not going fast? It's for faster cars. You're going to go slow, get over to the right. But the left lane is supposed to be for passing.
Obvious. You need to understand there are certain instances where the speed limit isn't posted by a sign with a number on it. For example, when driving into or out of a town, there is a rectangular sign that tells you you are entering or leaving a city. When you drive past that sign, the speed limit is now 50 kilometers per hour, unless otherwise posted. That is just a rule that everybody understands. You will not necessarily see a sign telling you that the speed limit changed to 50. Also,
y'all got to know the foreigners come over and visit and may drive. Y'all, it got to be signs that tell me how fast that I can or can't go. Okay, do they show up like on a GPS? If I'm GPSing my way around, they say the speed limit for whatever area I'm in. Because it got to be something that helped me.
The default speeds for specific types of roads are. The default speed for many roads is 130 or 120 kilometers an hour or 80 kilometers an hour, and it's not always posted. You just have to know what it is based on the
That's crazy. That's wild.
There will be further signs restricting speed on those roads or giving you guidance under certain weather conditions or traffic conditions. A key thing to understand is that it is only on the Autobahn, i.e. the A roads in Germany, where there is not a speed limit. No other countries in Europe have this allowance to drive as fast as you choose.
There's a speed limit sign right there.
This sign, it doesn't mean there's no speed limit. What it means is that it ends all of the previously signed restrictions. You are now at the default speed limit for the road that you're on. And one final rule to be aware of is there's no such thing as a right turn on red in Europe.
Why
That is
not?
an American invention, and it's a great one, but it doesn't
Yes.
exist over there. And hey, if you're enjoying this video,
Let's get that going, Europe. No, I'm not telling you how to do things, but right on red is an absolutely incredible invention, and I'm telling you, it's life changing. It's absolutely life changing, and yeah, it just helps keep traffic going. If there's no car coming, go ahead and make that turn.
see more of our travel related videos, please click the subscribe button below. It really helps the channel. Alright, so let's talk about speed cameras.
Oh,
I have
hate
never
speed
seen
cameras.
anybody get pulled over on the side of the road for speeding in Europe. However, I have gotten multiple speeding tickets in Europe. The way they find
Dang.
speeders in Europe is by speed
That
cameras.
sucks.
These cameras are ubiquitous. Pretty much any town you drive through will have multiple ones down the main thoroughfare, and they will take your picture, and you will get a ticket in the mail.
That really
months later,
sucks.
and you won't even remember why. These cameras are on all types of roads, regardless of the size. One nice thing is that these tickets aren't particularly expensive. I think one
really?
of my tickets was 15 euros and the other one was 30 euros. I was able to pay at least one of them online. Another one I had to send a money order, so that was a little bit inconvenient. And if you
That's it. I'll tell you, my speeding tickets were like 200 and something bucks or $300. My speeding tickets were expensive. 15, 30. Oh, I can do that all day.
They're in a rental car, your rental company will charge you a $25 processing fee
Oh.
to send that ticket to you. As far as I can tell,
Yeah.
a speeding ticket over there does not get reported to your American insurance company or go on your American driving record.
That's
But
good.
just be careful
That's
and
definitely
trust
good.
me, there's a good chance you're going to get a ticket, but it makes for a nice souvenir. Gasoline is expensive in Europe, but the roads are very nice. And unlike
Yeah,
in
it
America, diesel fuel costs about the same as regular unleaded gasoline. One thing to be aware
Wow.
of is you have to understand the words for the type of gasoline that you're going to be using in the car that you rent. If you have a
True.
diesel car, you need to know what the local word for diesel is. Otherwise, you may mess that up. Many of the gasoline
True.
pumps are self-service and are credit card use only. A lot of them require a
Nice.
chip and PIN card, which is a really difficult thing to find from an American bank. And what that is you insert the chip and you have a pin attached to it. A lot of American
Oh.
cards are what they call chip and signature, and often you have difficulty using the gas pumps there. So if you don't have a chip and PIN card, you're going to need to make sure that you can find gas stations that are attached to a convenience store
What do
with
he-
the cashiers that you can go.
What do you mean, like a chip and pin card? Is that like just where you got the chip in your car, put it in, and you got a pin number? Cause we do have those in America. Or does it mean something else? I was confused. So if y'all can help me in the comment section at what he means by that one. What's chip and pin? Talk to me.
Go inside to pay. And another expense that we need to discuss is toll. There's two different
Ooh.
types of tolls you'll encounter in Europe. Some countries like Austria and Switzerland require you to buy a toll sticker, which allows you access to their highways. In Austria, you can
Oh,
buy
wow.
a tourist sticker that's relatively inexpensive and it's good for a couple of weeks. In Switzerland,
Okay.
however, they only sell annual stickers. So
Oh,
if you want
wow.
to drive in Switzerland, you're going to need to buy the sticker for the entire year. For 2023, the price of that sticker is around $45. So if you're going to be there for a week, that's really not too bad. But if you're going to be there for the day,
Yeah,
might
that
change your
sucks.
plans. Germany
That
has
does
no
suck.
tolls, but their gas tends to cost a little bit more. And in
Okay.
France and Italy, they have more what we're used to in America, where they have toll booths on specific roads. The tolls can get rather expensive. To be prepared and understand which lanes take cash and which lanes take credit, make sure that you have a credit card that's going to work with them.
Oh,
We
wow.
have had problems in the past where our credit card didn't work. On our most recent trip, however, we had good luck with cards that allowed for tap to pay. But we always make sure we do have cash on hand in the event that a credit card doesn't work and we have to find a way to pay with cash. In any case, I would recommend that the first couple of times you go through a toll, you find the toll booth that has a cashier. That way, in the event you have a credit card that won't work for you, you can at least pay cash. Many
Yeah.
of the parking lots in Europe are pay lots, and they tend to have self-service
I
parking
heard about
kiosks
that.
that you have to walk up to and pay to get a ticket for a specific amount of time. Again, make sure you have cash to pay for this. If you don't have a credit card that'll work, normally these require a chip and PIN card. So if you don't have one, make sure you have enough cash to pay for your parking.
I'm used to the self-service kiosks where most of them aren't paid for parking lots, but I've been in a good number of pay to park lots, and I've only seen like that. Well, no, I've seen self kiosks, and then I've seen where you got to download the app and go through a site and
Another thing to
do
be
all that,
aware
do
of
all
is that
kinds
they
of
tend to
stuff.
drive fast on small, windy roads. I like driving fast. I like windy roads.
Me too. I
I'm
don't
not
like
comfortable
driving
driving as
fast on
fast as
windy
they do on these
roads.
small, windy roads. But no
I don't like
worries.
that.
You don't need to push yourself faster or pull over or anything like that. They'll find a time to pass you, and they'll pass you. Drive the
Okay.
speed you're comfortable to drive, and everything will work out just fine for you. Watch out for cows. Really, watch out for cows. There's a lot of cows, and sometimes they end up in the middle of the road. Make sure you
Okay.
understand the rules regarding international driving permits. Most countries in Europe allow an American to drive in their country. However, some do require you to have an international driver's permit. You can get these relatively inexpensively.
Huh.
We normally get one at AAA. Many people don't bother to get one. I think the only time anybody's going to ask to see one is if you're in an accident or if you get stopped for some sort of moving violation or something. But it's still best to just get one. They're not expensive, and that way it won't be a problem in the event that you need to have it. And one
Yeah.
final thing that you need to know about driving in Europe is that it is the best way to get off the beaten path, away from the normal tourist areas, and go see really interesting and unique sights and attractions. If you want to learn more about driving in Europe, check out this other video about reasons why you should rent a car on your European vacation. Hopefully, I've been able to
Dang.
alleviate some of the stress or anxiety that you have about going on a driving vacation in Europe. In the end, as long as you pay attention and you're careful, you'll be just fine and you'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in Europe though, I would want to like get to experience the public transportation because we don't have good public transportation here, and I haven't got the chance to experience that. So I want to experience how good the public transportation is and
You're planning your first dream trip to Europe.
But let me know, did he miss anything about driving in Europe? I feel like he went into a pretty good extent of everything that you needed to know. If you guys have more things that you need to know when it comes to driving in Europe, drop it in the comment section. It seems, for the most part, it seems fairly similar to driving in the U.S. So, yeah, he said in the beginning, if you can drive in the U.S., don't sweat. You're probably going to be able to drive in Europe. And now that I watched the video, I think I believe it. Let me know if you're in the U.S. and you've been to Europe. Has it been very different for you if you've driven in both countries? Or if you've driven in Europe and the U.S., has it been very different? The one thing I feel like I didn't like was not having a speed limit sign, just being expected to know what speed limit is certain places. I need me a speed limit sign, something that's going to tell me how fast I can go. That's all we have. If you enjoyed that, please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, check out that next one. I'll see you guys next time.